I think we might be live. Just check audio real quick. In the meantime, I'm just going to say some random stuff as I say. I'm just testing audio. Sounds fine. Good. Okay, so I've got some team lineups then. So for the hosts, Leicester City, they're playing a 4-1-4-1 formation. Bit of an interesting one. We don't see that too often in the Premier League. So for Leicester, Schmeichel in goal, Ricardo Pereira at right back with Evans and Soyuncu at centre back. Obviously, Johnny Evans scored last time out in the Premier League against Aston Villa at Villa Park, and we'll be hoping not to let that the same again. Obviously, Villa not been very, very good at all from corners. And Soyuncu is another dangerous one. The youngster Justin comes in at left back even instead of Ben Chilwell, the England left back. Not really sure why he isn't playing, but again, that's a bonus for Villa. With Ndidi sitting just in front of them two as a defensive midfielder, with Marco Brighton, obviously Villa fans will know that name, and Harvey Barnes as the wide players with Pratt and Maddison in midfield. And then Kelechi Iheanacho up front, who scored in all 3 games against Aston Villa this season. Scored at Villa Park in both the League Cup and at Villa Park, and also got the equaliser last time we played at the King Power Stadium in the Carabao Cup. As for Aston Villa, Pepe Reina returns in goal for Örjan Nyland, who played that Carabao Cup final defeat to Manchester City, with Matt Targett left back and Frederic Gilbert in the right back positions, as Villa move back to a 4-3-3 formation with Mings and Engels in centre back. Villa started their short usage of the 3 at the back formation against Leicester in the Cup, with Mings, Concert, and Howes being that back 3 today. Neither of Courtney Hall or Ezri Concert are in that starting 11 today. It's Mings and Engels as a back 2, with Marvellous Nakamba sitting just in front, with Harahane and Douglas Luiz completing the midfield. Grealish as a left winger, and Mohamedi as a right winger, and Ali Samata up front. So Conor Harahane makes his return to the Villa starting 11. Hasn't been in it for a while. He's been used as really an impact sub in a few games. But I think possibly when we come up against a side like Leicester City, our best chances may well be set pieces into the box, and Conor Harahane, we know he's got that delivery. And obviously, with a player like Douglas Luiz in midfield, you never know when he can produce a bit of magic. Obviously, he scored a couple of screamers already this season. It's been a while since we've seen one of them. Let's hope he can replicate that. And Marvellous Nakamba has been solid for the majority of his time at Villa in midfield, completing that 3. So Villa moved back to a 4-3-3 for the first time since December, really, since their defeat to Watford 3-0, and many people were calling for Dean Smith's head. I made a pretty frustrating video about that one. I haven't quite been calling for Smith's head just yet, as Leicester are preparing to get us underway with Kelechi Iheanacho. So live from the King Power Stadium, of course, it's Aston Villa versus Leicester City. And here we go then. Leicester get us going straight away. They've worked it out wide to Barnes. And back to Soyuncu. They're just enjoying a bit of possession now. Leicester City straight away, just trying to get a feel of the ball. Obviously, it's a new Premier League ball we're using now. Just got through the winter period, so the yellow ball is now gone. It's back to that white ball we saw right at the start of the season. And let's hope the changeable can hopefully give it a new Villa team who haven't exactly been brilliant at the start of a shaky 2020 for Aston Villa, as a long ball is cleared well by Bjorn Engels for Villa's first touch. And Leicester have a throw in just quite close to the edge of the box. Possibly a chance for a cross into the box. Jamie Vardy on the bench today for Leicester City, the danger man. And Frederic Gilbert with another trademark slide tackle, putting out for a throw in. And straight away, Leicester trying to set a path through for this game. Nakamba's done really well to win it off Maddison and found Douglas Luiz. He's looked to skip round Ricardo Pereira, but he's put it out for a Villa throw now. Douglas Luiz obviously brought in from Manchester City in the transfer window. There are rumours that City could be buying him back for big money in the summer if he impresses at Aston Villa. Don't know what you'd call particularly impressing, but he hasn't been too bad for Villa. Mistaking him, but plenty of assists and goals, including one against Brighton and Hove Albion as his most recent assist. Also got a goal in that 2-1 victory over Watford. Here's Mings. Iheanacho's holding him, and he's been forced to blast it, but Villa have won the free kick. Straight away, Iheanacho and Mings setting the stage for what could be a quite interesting battle. Obviously, Mings loves the ball at his feet. He's picked the ball up, and Iheanacho's straight on it, trying to wrestle around him and win the ball back. But It's well done by Tyrone Mings to put his body in front of the ball, and he's won Villa the set piece as well. Villa obviously setting up with that back four, meaning there's probably going to be less chance to play from the back, just as Villa have enjoyed. Possibly may give more of a chance for Pepe Reina to show his brilliant distribution with a player like Ali Samatta up front. And we certainly do have a man who can head the ball in there, and it's looking towards him. He has won the header, but there's no one there for the flick on, and Schmeichel can collect. So 2 minutes on the clock. Not really been anything too interesting happening here. Soyuncu. Back to Schmeichel now. Leicester again. Villa just not really playing too much of a high press, but high enough that Leicester are just having to put a little bit of more emphasis on those passes to try and not lose possession. Good touchdown by Nakamba. Louise, Engels, Nakamba. Target, nice football by Villa. Target for Grealish. Now Nakamba, nice football, huh? Here. Back to Douglas Luiz and Nakamba playing 1-2s, and now Gilbert has got El Mohammadi next to him and looks to use him. Ali Samatta's making a run, but Soyuncu's done well to tap that out for a throw-in. Needs to sort his hair out though, doesn't he, Soyuncu? Gilbert looks for Ali Samatta. Nice hold-up play from the Tanzanian for picking out Conor Harrahan and Matt Target. Straight away, Villa putting a little bit of pressure on that Leicester back line. Grealish looking to do what he does best and run with the ball. And he's still going, but just a bit of a heavy touch. And Maddison can come away with the ball now. His Harvey Barnes looks forward. Iheanacho is running onto it, but Tyrone Mings can watch that safely out for a Villa throw. 3 minutes in, Villa just probing a little bit of possession round and outside their area. And Leicester just having to watch their shape. Obviously, a player like Ali Samatta, he's quick, but he's also strong. You know, Villa can certainly have a man who they can cross the ball into, but also Ali Samatta's not afraid to run at a defence. And so Leicester surely will have had a look at that man, especially in that Carabao Cup final. And he'll certainly be wary of the Tanzanian. His target, good strength to knock Harvey Barnes off the ball. Villa win a throw-in. Move for him then. Grealish. Target. Nice switch of the play across field and finds El Mohammadi, who is playing back more on that attacking role, which he played more so in the Championship. Recently, although it's been employed in fullback and not been too bad. It's a little bit of a loose pass then by him towards Bjorn Engels, and it's forced to just be hacked out for a throw into Leicester. 4.5 minutes on the clock now. Here's Soyuncu. And now Evans. As I said earlier, Johnny Evans scored a header against Aston Villa in the Premier League 4-1 defeat. Here's Maddison. Harrahan's interception. Samatta. Nice turn by Ali Samatta. And the youngster Justin's done well to hold him off. Back pass towards Schmeichel. Grealish putting him under pressure, and he's blasted it out for a Villa throw. Bit of danger there for Leicester, and Ali Samatta started off brightly, picking the ball up, and straight away he looks to run at the Leicester defence. It's a bright start from the Tanzanian, and I'm sure he'll be filled with confidence after his Carabao Cup goal. First Tanzanian to score at Wembley, first Tanzanian to score in the Carabao Cup final, first Tanzanian to score in the Premier League. He's smashing records left, right and centre. The people of Tanzania love him. Here's Douglas Luiz now. Harrahan, obviously, as I said earlier, returning back to the starting 11. Conor Harrahan is Grealish. Darts inside of Ricardo Pereira. Has Harrahan making a run. Instead, uses Matt Target. Can he get a cross in? Squares it for Harrahan. He's missed it. Great chance for Villa early on. Huge chance, and Conor Harrahan puts his head in his hands. Nakamba as Villa look to recycle, but they've lost it, and now possibly a counter-attack for Leicester. But Mings has got a foot in the head of Kelechi Iheanacho. And then Harrahan wins the ball back. Lovely ball by Matt Target. He's folded the defence. Looks like he's going to be drilling this to the back post where Ali Samatta is. He squares it to the edge of the box for Harrahan, who just can't get good enough contact on it. Conor Harrahan should really have made that 1-0 to Aston Villa. Here's Douglas Luiz. A little bit too ambitious with the long ball, and it's cut out by Pereira. Another look on for Kelechi Iheanacho, but Tyrone Mings has mopped up. As I said earlier, going to be an interesting battle between Iheanacho and Mings. Already a bit of a physical battle going on between them. As Mings wings it and looks long for Ali Samatta, who appeals to the flag. It's not been given just yet, and they've picked out Harrahan. Samatta, back four, Conor Harrahan. Can he swing one in? He can't. Villa corner. Samatta has stayed down injured though. Villa have started pretty brightly, and they've won themselves the first set piece of the game. And I think it might actually be a foul on Ali Samatta by Ndidi. So a possibility for Villa to get across into the box from a slightly better angle than from the corner kick. Ali Samata gets back up as the referee's just having a word with Ndidi. Surprising if it is going to be a yellow card, but yeah, it isn't going to be. And now the dead ball specialist Conor Harrahane stood over it, as is Jack Grealish. Both of them have magic in their boots in these sort of positions. And some big men in that box for Aston Villa as well. Bjorn Engels with Villa's first headed goal from a set piece. It swung into the box. It's Ali Samata, it's wide. Difficult one for Ali Samata. He's sliding in, and it's just bouncing as he's lunged in, and it's just bounced and sort of hit his knee and span away. It's a lovely ball by Harrahane. Samata's beat the offside trap, and he just can't get good enough connection on the ball. Villa now have had 2 decent chances inside these first 7 minutes. Leicester defensively have looked pretty good, although they have lost their runner once or twice, which they have exploited. Is Johnny Evans as Leicester look to just try and gain a bit of possession. He pings it out wide for Mark Albrighton. Gives it to Justin. Now Ndidi, although put under pressure by Harrahane. Great tackle, Conor Harrahane. We know he loves a slide tackle, and he's done exactly that there. Oh, good ball in for maybe Kalahechi and Anacho now. Swung into the box, and Reina will claim it. Bit of a counter-attack there by Leicester as Harrahane had won the ball back, and Villa look to try and go. Here's Samata now, though. But a good little bit of play there by Leicester. And in the end, Iheanacho ran into a little bit of trouble and forced to put it to James Maddison, who put a poor cross into the box, really. Ali Samata goes down for challenge by Soyuncu. No foul given, though. The big Tanzanian will have to settle for just giving away the throw-in as Leicester put the ball back into play. Evans. Can he look long again? No, he's going to go back to Soyuncu. Out wide to Ricardo Pereira. Has Ndidi centrally and uses him. Villa so far have been winning the midfield battle, which isn't something you can really say about Aston Villa an awful lot this season, especially with Jack Grealish playing on the left-hand side. Here's Iheanacho. Ooh. Scary moment there for Bjorn Engels as a ball looked across the goal by Mark Albrighton. Iheanacho got a lovely flick on it, and Bjorn Engels sort of just stuck it head out, and it's hit his head and hit the outside of the post and gone away for a Leicester City corner. Iheanacho, if anything, he scuffed the touch. But in the end, it's Bjorn Engels gets away with it, the Belgian, and now a set piece to defend for Villa. Obviously, they scored from one of these at Villa Park, which conceded the most goals from set pieces. It swung into the box. Good save, Pepe Reina. Ooh, and it was very nearly 16 set piece goals conceded for Aston Villa. Johnny Evans, pretty much a free header, hits it straight at Pepe Reina. James Maddison, very, very good. Obviously, set piece taker. Evans has looked to square it for Barnes, but it's a difficult headed chance. But the first one he should score. He's beat El Mohammadi in the air. It's a good reflex save by Pepe Reina. Leicester will probably count themselves unfortunate not to be in front now. Brendan Rodgers thought that was in there, and they just flashed to him on the touchline. Thought it was in. Villa have won a free kick for a little push on Ali Samata off Pepe Reina's resulting goal kick. So Johnny Evans, he'll rue that chance. Scored a much more difficult one at Villa Park, if you remember, from an out-swinging corner. Headed it, obviously going away from the goal, and he's headed it straight into the top corner of the net, across goal, beating Tom Heaton at the time. Was it Tom Heaton at the time? I don't actually remember. No, I'm not sure actually. Mings. Matt Target. When it's his long ball is blocked, and it's going to go for a Villa throw in. His Target now. Target for Tyrone Mings. Now back to Pepe Reina here. Villa just again trying to build from the back. Obviously not as going to be as effective now. They don't have that back three. Obviously a man down. Here's El Mohammadi. Tips it centrally for Luis, who's a little slip there, and Ndidi's attempted ball in behind was blocked well by Harrahane, and Villa won the throw in. Gilbert. Long ball over the top. El Mohammadi is offside. And obviously that's going to be pulled back now. Not really any goal scoring opportunity. So obviously VAR, no reason to hold that for VAR. And it did look pretty offside. So there were real complaints by Ahmed El Mohammadi. It's back for Schmeichel in his own box now. Evans Again, Villa have just got 2 men located at the edge of this box as Leicester perfectly happy to just sit with the ball with their goalkeeper currently. Villa were just not quite a high press, but just enough that if they try and use any of the centre backs, they will get put under pressure. Here is Johnny Evans. Soyuncu now. Soyuncu. Again, Villa just doing the same sort of thing. No fullback, no centre back option, forcing Leicester to look for a more inventive long ball. But they have found one here in Mark Albrighton, looking to run at Frederick Gilbert. Maddison nearly got there, but Douglas Luiz's interception and a lovely spin by him as well to find El Mohammadi. Pings it long now, and Ali Samatta's in a race with Johnny Evans, but Schmeichel's come out well to claim the ball. Chips it long as well for Iheanacho to try and jump with Tyrone Mings. Mings has won it. Nice little turn inside from him, and it's something we see so often from Tyrone Mings. A little bit of a risky moment there, though, as his pass got blocked, and Nakamba was forced to nod back to Pepe Reina, and he attempted a first-time clearance to scoffed it a little bit, and it's gone out for a Leicester City throw-in. Bit of unease there by Pepe Reina, but did make a really good reflex save just earlier on, so can't really complain too much there. Tyrone Mings has got a block in off Maddison's attempted ball in behind. Here is Mings. Again, we know he loves a good dribble, and he's straight away took it forward and found that target who looks long. El Mohammadi looking to maybe try and pounce on a loose ball, but it's collected well by Soyuncu. Again, though, Villa just not allowing any short passes. Leicester not really being allowed to build up at any force long. Here's Albrighton, Pereira, Iheanacho. And now Leicester, when they're given the chance to play, they can play. But Villa just trying to restrict that play as much as they can here. Here's Barnes, El Mohammadi and Gilbert both stood there, not allowing any option. Little overlap there by the youngster Justin. Looks to put it to the back post. It's well blocked by Tyrone Mings. It's going to go for a corner. Nice block by the English centre-back Tyrone Mings, and the youngster Justin filled with life on the overlap for Harvey Barnes. It's a nice low-driven ball by Justin. Gilbert was nowhere near it, and he slipped a little bit as he's put that in. And Mings has done well to just get his body in front of the ball and nod it away for a Leicester City corner. Johnny Evans nearly scored from one of these just about 5 minutes ago. I'm sure they'll be marking him a little bit more tighter as Maddison whips it into the box. Soyuncu, another free header for Leicester City, and they should be 1-0 up from these chances. Now this time it's Soyuncu with a header at the back post. He can't keep his effort down as it lands on the roof of the net. Once again, it's another free header at the back post. There's multiple men in the box who haven't got their men. Bjorn Engels just loses him particularly. Appeals for a penalty between Johnny Evans and El Mohammadi. But looking at that chance back now, Soyuncu, he should score it. And the moment it hits his head, he knows he's missed it. Puts his head in his hands. I think there was a brief VAR check for possible penalty, but VAR saw nothing in it. Here's Douglas Luiz off the goal kick. Headed upwards, and Nakamba can try and leap. But they've lost it, and now here's Justin, the youngster, looking to try and get given an option. I think it's going to be a stoppage in play. I think Soyuncu's injured off the leap to the header with Ali Samatta. Soyuncu holds his head. Let's have a look at it here. I think it's just a bit of a clash of heads between Soyuncu and Ali Samatta. There's no intent there by Ali Samatta. There's no elbow, no nothing. Obviously there'll be a check of it. I don't think there'll be anything too bad. It's not like it's dangerous play by Ali Samatta, and the play has resumed as normal. Here's Kasper Schmeichel, looks for Soyuncu and finds him. And here's Justin El Mohammadi with the pressure on him, and now Soyuncu with Ali Samatta putting the pressure on. Ricardo Pereira, nice touch by him, looks to skip inside of Conor Hourihane, and can't. Hourihane. Heavy challenge by Ndidi on Grealish. But the referee's giving it in the way of Ndidi. It's a 50-50 really between Grealish and Ndidi. They've both gone flying into it. And Grealish has just come off the worst of the two. But I think looking back at it, it's been given as a foul against Jack Grealish, and looking at it, it is. Ndidi got to the ball first. But Grealish on the follow through. Both of them have put everything into this tackle. And looking at it now, Ndidi has caught Grealish. No intention there by Ndidi at all, but just caught him on the inside of the calf with the studs on the follow through. Both of them really intent to try and get to the ball, and the big, strong and Diddy, able to power through the tackle, but Grealish has got back to his feet, moving a little gingerly, but I'm sure he'll be okay. Here's Ricardo Pereira. His pass is intercepted by Matt Targett, who's having a good game so far at left back. There's been possibilities of an England call-up for Matt Targett, possibly as a backup for Ben Chilwell, who isn't in the starting 11 for Leicester City today. He's been replaced by the energetic Justin at fullback. Here he is on the ball now, looking for an overlap maybe by Mark Albrighton. Said he's going to come inside and force backwards to Soyuncu. Here he is again on the ball. Nice 1-2 between them, and Justin looking to run. Here's Maddison. Can he get a cross in? Looks to skip inside of Gilbert, but he's got a foot in on the cross, and now El Mohammadi. And free kick given Leicester's way. El Mohammadi just leaves a foot in on the tackle. It's a silly free kick to give away by Ahmed El Mohammadi, but it's a free kick given away nonetheless against the youngster Justin. So far, it's been pretty even end-to-end game, but Leicester City probably should be 2 in front. 2 corners, 2 free headers. 2 free headers either put straight at Pepe Reina or over the bar by Soyuncu and Johnny Evans. As for Villa, Conor Harrihan had a decent chance. A ball played back to him across the box. Just couldn't connect with the ball properly and scuffed his effort wide of the target. Villa also possibly could have had a goal when Conor Harrihan's free kick swung into the box, found Ali Samatta, but he sort of slipped as he tried to get his contact on the ball, and it's hit his standing leg and gone out. Great interception there by Tyrone Mings inside the box. Very easily could have given a penalty away there. Lunging in. Great tackle by him, and Leicester will have to settle for a throw-in that's been given after a blasted out clearance by Bjorn Engels. Here's Pereira. Albrighton with a loose ball. Nakamba's got it just about clear to Tyrone Mings, and now Pepe Reina, who has time to pick out his pass, which you know he should be able to do pretty well. It's a nice long ball up to El Mohammadi. He's looked to flick it on for Ali Samatta, but a clever touch by Ndidi stops him in his tracks. Here's Pereira. Skips forward and then turns back and uses Soyuncu. Again, Justin trying to make himself an option, the youngster. First Leicester City star in the league. And so far, he has impressed. A few decent crosses into the box here and there by him, and it's clear which way Leicester are trying to swing in this box, in this game, swinging it into the box, rather. Here's Soyuncu, and Villa, again, just restricting Leicester from playing, having to just knock it around the back, and, you know, that they'll be dominating possession stats and passing stats because of all this passing around the back they're being forced into, because Villa are forcing that long ball. And they've tried to play one towards Mark Albrighton, but it's just a bit too overhit. The ex-Villa man can't get on the end of the long ball. Again, Ali Samatta, he's got a difficult one. Got a difficult game ahead of him. Obviously, trying to win headers against Soyuncu and Johnny Evans, who are both very dangerous in the air. Also, both, especially Soyuncu, very quick for a centre-back. So, obviously, Ali Samatta's got his work cut out for him, but he managed to get a goal past a experienced Manchester City defence at Wembley, as Villa just fell short in the Carabao Cup final. Long throw towards him. So nicely flicked on by Justin towards Schmeichel. Soyuncu now, and again Leicester just knocking around the back. They're being forced. Villa, you know, it's been a very good performance from a Villa perspective so far. You know, they've restricted Leicester pretty much, aside from a few chances off set pieces. Defensively, they looked okay. They're only really being broke down by set pieces, which I think we all expected to happen. Obviously, Villa not very good from set pieces at all. Here's Barnes. Obviously, played very, very well in the Championship for West Bromwich Albion. Got a goal against Aston Villa in a controversial 2-2 draw at the Hawthorns now. And straight away, Leicester forced back to Soyuncu because Villa just restricting them. And now maybe a chance to counter-attack here with Douglas Luiz. Foul given Leicester's way, as Douglas Luiz just a bit too eager to try and take the ball and accidentally takes his man's ankles. That three in midfield has looked pretty strong for Aston Villa. Conor Harrihan, when he's had chances, has pressed forwards, took a few decent set pieces for Villa. And Nakamba and Douglas Luiz, especially not marvellous Nakamba, have been really, really dangerous here. Here's Justin. Ooh, decision for the referee to make here as Frederick Gilbert's made a good challenge on Justin. No penalty given. Nice tackle in the end by Frederick Gilbert. Looking at it is Johnny Evans. VAR will obviously look at that when he's looked to just skip inside of Gilbert and he's dangled a leg. Has got the ball away, but whether he's got the man first is a different matter. Obviously, when we get the action replays of that, I'll give you an actual on that. Here's Harahane looking to just try and pounce on a heavy Ndidi touch, but it's a nice turn by Ndidi and uses Ricardo Pereira down the line for Mark Albrighton. Has Madison in front of him, and so decides to go alone, Ricardo Pereira, and now looks to use Dennis Pratt, who's just about kept the ball in, but Matt Targett's been able to get a foot in and slide it out for a Leicester City throw-in. Gone back to Albrighton. Pereira, chance to maybe swing across into the box here. They found Pratt, swings it into the box, nobody at the back post, which is where the ball has landed. Dangerous, fizzed ball across the front, just nobody attacking the back post. Pratt, he needs to get his head up before getting this cross in. He's getting another look at this incident now, and I think it's a penalty. I think this is a penalty. Gilbert, no, looking at it from that angle, he's actually got a bit of the ball first. From that angle, it's a very good tackle. The first angle, it looks like he's lunged in and just took the legs. But from a second angle, he's actually got a toe on the ball first, making it a clean challenge. And VAR agrees with me here as Leicester get the game going again. Justin Soyuncu looks forward. Villa appealed for an offside against Kalahechi and Nacho. They're not going to get it, but Mings won the header anyway. And now the flag has gone up. Obviously, the linesman having to be a little bit more lenient with these offside decisions because of the video assistant referee being able to go back and check these if Leicester City had scored there. So just a little bit of delay there by the linesman to lift his flag up. He had lifted his flag up. As an interesting stat here is Pepe Reina makes his 400th appearance in English football. Who'd have thought at the time, the Liverpool goalkeeper playing in the Champions League would make his 400th appearance at relegation, scrapping Aston Villa. It's funny how football works, isn't it? And here's a side who you wouldn't expect at that sort of time to be fighting at such a high level, be pushing Championship football and pushing Champions League football, rather, having a league title under their belt. You wouldn't expect it to be Leicester City, would you? 10 years ago, but here we are with Leicester being a big name in English football currently. A few good players in their team, and this is a team that at the moment Ben Chilwell and Jamie Vardy both are on the bench. Vardy due to fitness reasons, but Chilwell no particular reason. His Soyuncu. Justin looks centrally. El Mohammadi leapt and missed it, but Harahane wins it and picks out Ali Samata. Douglas Luiz just a bit too slow in possession, and he's lost it. But El Mohammadi can drive now. Has Grealish in support. Looks to chip it over there, but it's nicely intercepted by Mark Albrighton. And they look back to Schmeichel, who's had almost as many touches as anybody else in this Leicester City side. Schmeichel, Leicester having to do a lot of building from the back, and a lot of that is starting from Kasper Schmeichel. Evans now, as we've seen his distribution been pretty good so far for Leicester. He's picking out long passes particularly well. What can he do here? Soyuncu, Schmeichel. Again, Leicester just not really had anything too clear cut aside from those corner kick chances. In terms of actual play rather than dead ball set pieces, they've actually not been too great going forwards. They've had the ball in and around the box, but not really had any sort of shooting chances, particularly a few crosses into the box that have been missed by the target man, Kalahechi Iheanacho, the Nigerian. We'll ball down the line now for Dennis Pratt. Looks to cut inside of Frederick Gilbert, but he got his foot in. Done well there, Frederick Gilbert. No, live. I can't actually show the game because of copyright reasons. So the commentary is just a thing that I enjoy doing, and I like having as a record of each game. So there's not going to be any feed or anything. It's just going to be my commentary, unfortunately. But there will be places you can get it. Obviously, it's live on Sky Sports. But also there's plenty of websites and Instagram pages and the like that you can probably get a feed of the game on if you're that desperate to go and find a game. As Villa look long for Ali Samata, but he can't quite keep the ball in. Leicester City have a throw in once again. Justin on the throw in. Again, he's not really been given any option, forced to just hit the line. And Marvellous Nakama claiming a Villa throw, and he is going to get it, I think, as well, as he stepped in and tried to flick the ball away. And Villa do win the set piece. As Gilbert will look to try and pick out a run, maybe. Grealish has drifted more centrally as the ball's out on that right-hand side, obviously playing as a left winger. And interesting to see here, Frederick Gilbert's had a lot to do in this game. 54% of Leicester attacks have been down that side. And Gilbert has matched up with the challenge of Harvey Barnes so far during the game. And the exciting youngster, Justin, his target looked to cut inside. All he'll win is a throw in to Villa rather than the free kick he was hoping for off the ex-Villa man, Mark Albrighton. And Grealish. Nakamba. Inacho putting the pressure on. But here's Mings. Skips inside of Albrighton and then goes back to Pepe Reina. Again, it gives us all a bit of a heart attack, does Tyrone Mings. Way too confident. But he 9 times out of 10, he does match that confidence, Tyrone Mings. So fair enough to him, I guess. And Pepe Reina also gives us a bit of a heart attack. His distribution, obviously, so pinpoint. And he's looked to pick out El Hamadi again. They just can't quite find him. And he's going to fall back to Schmeichel instead. Pereira. Pratt. Back to Pereira as they look to play 1-2s. Madison's come short, but instead they've used Johnny Evans. Schmeichel, as I said earlier, he's seeing more of the ball than the majority of the Villa team at this rate. And again, an attempted long pass blocked by Frederick Gilbert, and it's going to go out for a Leicester City throw-in. So again, just lots of possession for Leicester, but aside from that, nothing too major. Johnny Evans missed a decent headed chance from a corner, free header about 9 yards out, headed it straight at Pepe Reina. Soyuncu also had a good chance for a header as well at the back post, just couldn't keep it on target. It was too high and it landed on the roof of the net. As for Villa, Alisson Matters had a good chance sliding it at the back post, and it swung across the front, good ball. And Bjorn Engels has steadied in ahead of Kalahechi and Acho just to stop the target man from turning in. And Leicester City have their third corner of the match. And from both of corners so far for Leicester, they have had a free header. And a free header they could possibly have scored here. But they've gone short to Madison. Peels for offside against him. Looks to square it. Good chance for Barnes. Can he get his shot away? Douglas Luiz's block. And Leicester trying to recycle. Swung into the box now. Appeals for a foul on Bjorn Engels. Not given. And Mings will blast it long. Albrighton. Target here to put a bit of pressure on him. Here's Ricardo Pereira on the overlap. Pereira swung into the box. Man attacking it, but it's headed clear by Bjorn Engels. And another corner kick for Leicester City. 4 in this game now. 2 have really presented the 2 biggest chances of the match so far. And I haven't been too confident in defending set pieces at all in this game. And in this season, really thinking about it now, seeing the most goals obviously from corners as Madison looks for another outswinging corner, swings it into the box, pandemonium in there, and it's cleared away in the end by Marvellous Nakamba. It's bouncing, it hits bodies everywhere, and in the end Marvellous Nakamba clears it, and they'll look to push out now, try and not allow Leicester any space. In behind, here's Albrighton. Looks to come inside a target and clip it to the back post. Madison. Engels heads it clear. Pratt. Leicester have had up their intensity a little in this last 5 minutes, and they've been the much better side, really, in this game. Putting lots of crosses into the box, causing Villa problems. So look to get another one into the box here. It's deflected. It's gone for another Leicester corner. Again, another chance for the big lads, Evans and Soyuncu, to get into the box and to try and cause Villa some problems, which they have been able to do so far in this game. It's 5 corners now for Leicester City and none for Aston Villa. As Maddison gets ready this time to take an in-swinging corner. Gone short instead to Pratt. Looks back for Ricardo Pereira. Swings it in from a different angle. Free header for Iheanacho, and it's wide. 3 free headers for Leicester City and 3 free headers put just off target or straight at Pepe Reina, as Johnny Evans did. Good chance. It's a really pinpoint delivery by Ricardo Pereira. It's a nice ball into the box. And Iheanacho is onside. He's just got between Bjorn Engels and Tyrone Mings. And he's got everything right. He's just hit the top of his head. You know, he's headed the ball perfectly. He's just misjudged it slightly. And it's hit him almost on the top of the head and gone wide. Leicester really should be at least 2 in front with some of the chances they've had from these set pieces. And it's another corner that's caused Villa problems. Not directly this time from the set piece, though. Worked it short. It's Ricardo Pereira's delivery was nearly turned in by Kelechi Iheanacho, who is looking to score in 4 separate matches against the same team for the first time since Romelu Lukaku did that in one season for Everton against West Ham United. Obviously, Villa played Leicester twice in the Carabao Cup. Also, obviously, played them twice in the league. If Iheanacho gets a goal today, he will join Lukaku in that record-holding gang of most recent players. Here is Ricardo Pereira on the throw-in for Ndidi. Soyuncu. Obviously, been an exceptional replacement for Harry Maguire for Leicester City. Obviously, Maguire's gone to Manchester United. And they brought in Soyuncu as a replacement, and he's done exceptionally well. Soyuncu, the Turkishman, commanding in the air, could put the ball at his feet, and probably should have had a goal early on in this game as Engels' good strength against Iheanacho to put the ball out for a throw-in. And so far, 0-0 in this game. And Villa will be the happier of the two sides, obviously, with the goal draw. And the way the game is going, Leicester have had a bright start to this game. But Villa, they have had glimpses on the counter attack, and obviously Villa will look to go forwards rather than just defending for the entire game. But Leicester City will obviously look to go forwards as well, and the firepower they have, Leicester, Villa are going to have to leave a few more bodies back as Albrighton's cross into the box is blocked by that target. And throw in now, just by the edge of the box. Pereira and Albrighton both debating who should take it. Pereira looks back for Ndidi. And again, Villa are really tight, almost 2 banks of 4 now, with Ali Samatta, Ali Samatta and Jack Grealish dropping almost as looking like 2 strikers at times in this game, with Al Mohammadi dropping into a little bit more of a defensive role as we know he can. Here's Samatta, Grealish, Ali Samatta. Looked to skip round Soyuncu, but he's done really well. Samatta looked to just flick it through the Turkishman's legs, as Villa showed a rare little show of counter-attack there so far for this game. And Ali Samatta, again, we know he likes having the ball at his feet. We know he likes having the ball in the air. And Grealish just couldn't quite slip Samatta in. It's a nice thought by Ali Samatta. But Soyuncu had perfect positioning. And here's Albrighton. Iheanacho's making the run, but Tyrone Mings had that one covered. Here's Mings, target, Pepe Reina, and he's forced long before Villa can try any build up. Here's Ndidi. Passes Harvey Barnes into a little bit of trouble, but he's done well to find Justin with the presence of Gilbert and El Mohammadi both alongside him. Albrighton. Here's Maddison.